Hello world, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to Coding a Roguelike in C. Hope everyone's doing alright tonight. So last episode, last stream, we were working on our map generation code, and specifically we were trying to clean it up because it had some issues. We were drawing hallways and trying to determine the best way to lay out hallways such that we're not joining the same two rooms twice, which cuts down on some of the slicing of rooms that we were seeing by hallways. Basically, you know, we were having some rooms that were just getting chopped apart by like 4 or 5 different hallways, and it looked kind of ridiculous. So let me pull up terminal and just refresh my memory where we left off. All right, so this is what the current game map looks like. And why is my playlist stopped? What's going on here? I definitely don't want to play the same thing again. Hold on, musical technical difficulties. Alright, so back to our map. It looks like what's happening, like here's a partial hallway. So it looks like, we'll throw it in the debugger and see what's happening. But if I had to guess, we're starting to loop through our hallways to draw, and then for whatever reason, we're either drawing them incorrectly or we're just exiting the loop too early. So let's turn this down a bit. Alright, let's turn that down a little bit. Holy. Alright. Should be better. Alright, still playing with music. Let's hide our terminal. So let's get back into the code here. I think I'm not going to mess around too much. I'm just going to eyeball this real quick and see where we might want to put some breakpoints. So we've got our 2 carved hallways. One for horizontal hallways and one for vertical. So, where are we calling these from? Carved segments. So this is really, I think I'm going to start by putting a breakpoint in here and seeing what comes out of that. Let me start up my Visual Studio so I can throw this into the debugger. Okay, let me launch the game, and then we will open the debugger real quick. Oh. Okay. so where did I say I want to put that? In map carve segments. Just got it right here. Well, let's put one here. Oh, yeah, let's put it in the... Alright, we'll put it right here. So we're handed the list of hallways, and we'll see how big that list is when we're handed it. So now in my game, I'm going to trigger the map redraw. Oh, it didn't even hit the... Oh, you know what? I have to attach to my process. That's really the kind of a key step. Okay. So now we are attached, and now let me trigger a map redraw. Okay, and we've hit our breakpoint. So let's see what we've got in our locals. Hallways is 6, size 6. That seems a little small for the number of rooms, but how many rooms do we have? Well, I guess we can't tell. But it's 6 hallways seems small. Let's look at that. Alright, well, let's step through this code and see what we're getting. So our first 2 points are going to be 6-8 and 12-8, so that's going to be a horizontal line between x is 6 and x is 12. So it correctly assesses that it needs to draw a horizontal line. And let's step into this and see what's going on. So we're drawing from... So if the from x is less than the 2x, it is. Our first is going to be 6, and our last is going to be 12. And then it's going to loop from first to last. What is this? Is that a typo? Why do I have a space there? Let's see. So it's taking x, which is 6, and then from y, which is going to be the 8, and it's marking it false. Is that right? Is that the proper value? I don't even remember if that's the proper value. Let's... When we're carving a room, yes, so, oh wait a minute, if all cells, carve out the room, yes, so if setting it to false means that we're removing the wall from that position, so that's the correct setting. Where are we? Alright, so is x getting incremented properly here? It's not, it's just sitting there. Oh, yeah, it is. 7. Okay. So now we're marking 7, 8. Eight, 9, 10. 11, and then 12, so that's good. Then we move to the next hallway. It's not null. So now we're going to be moving between 15 and 25, and why are they the same point? Well, that's definitely a problem. Let's see what happens to our next... I'm gonna skip through this. So really, so that first hallway is getting drawn properly, and then after that, we're just... Our hallways look like a single cell each, which is not correct. Okay, so let's go back to our segments. Walk the segment list, eliminate segments. Let's put a breakpoint. Let's just make sure, get segments. I want to look at the segments that are being set right here. Back, Let me see. Some caffeine. All right. Now my stream seems to be the music stream seems to be better. Top one after that first song got stuck. Okay, let me regen the map. So let's let this go, and we're back in the. And so it drew this. Yeah. It's very odd, so I'm going to trip it again. Alright, so now we've generated another set of rooms, and we're up in the get segments. So I want to see 2 segments. I want to see what tail data is. And segment segments tail. Again, that's got the same start and end point, so that's a bad segment. What about the first one? What about the head? So the first point goes from 2429 and it ends at 3429, and then that it's getting stuck. 2429, and then the second segment is just stuck at that one point. let's let this fly. Let's kill this breakpoint. Alright, so we're in, I think, probably the next our current point. Current room is -1, and last point is 4813, and so we set our last point to from. Last point to from. And, oh, so you know what? I wonder if this is our turn. This is our midpoint. So what happens is with the midpoint, it will so current X is what? What's our current? 4813, and so it's our 2. 4824. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So our current X, this should not be done. So if the room contains the point, we get, it's in room 1. And what's our current? Our current room is, I wonder if we should initialize current room to be currently. So it would be our from yeah, I think we need to initialize this to, instead of to -1, it should be this. Hey, Warhead Run, how's it going? Hit random on anything? Oh, so you're playing Twitch roulette tonight, huh? Well, welcome. I didn't even know that there was a random on the. I'll have to try that sometime. That's cool. We're trying to build. We're trying to iron the kinks out of our map generation routine. Right now, we're working on the hallway generation. Let me show you. I think I'm gonna rebuild here now that we've made that fix. So let me show you where we're at. So this is what we've got right now. And we can run around inside, but there's no hallways that... oh, there's number generator, pick the stream equal to... Oh, interesting. All right, there you go. Oh yeah, what kind of game are you building? So I've got one good hallway here, but now I need hallways between all these other rooms. So let's stop this. And where's get segments? A JRPG? Yeah, cool. Oh, so you're making a roguelike too. Awesome. Yes. JRPG, is that like a Japanese RPG? Is that what that stands for? so why didn't visuals? I gotta save in here. Yeah, JRPG, kind of like Final Fantasy or even like Pokemon or that sort of thing. That's cool. Alright, so I'm going to change this init for a current room so that it's in. Yes, that should be better. Alright, so I am going to... Yeah, I mean, you didn't come up with the classification, you just got to go with it. So, what programming languages or platforms do you use for that? Okay, so that fix did not resolve the issue. Still got this stubby little hallway here and nothing else. Instead of random battles, objects you run into. Oh, RPG Maker scripting in Java. Cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, it's kind of funny that you're not the first person that's said that they watch programming streams as like background noise while they're doing their own stuff. So it's kind of cool. Take something that's mostly solitary and makes it a little bit more social. And then what, so does that run on desktops or mobile devices as well, or what kind of platforms does that run on? Oh, the organization RPG Maker, yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna run this again and throw it into the debugger again, because this is not... put to anything. That's cool. Except for Linux, yeah. That's that's most. That's. I'm actually surprised it doesn't go to Linux either. Java's mostly cross-platform. Oh, HTML5 run on. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so we're running again. Let's trigger the map. So this time our current room is 0. Okay, it's fair enough because that's our starting room, probably. So I'm gonna run through this pretty quickly to the next cell. Still in 0. Alright, so I'm gonna run this till here. Oh, it didn't hit. I'm not equal to -1 and yeah, you like the just the room that has kind of like that's the way the algorithm seems to be working right now. Like it'll draw one hallway that may or may not actually connect to another room. Oh, I'm still showing, sorry about that. This is what we want. Okay. Think about this. If room I should put this here and then put this, get rid of this, and then continue. Okay, so we've got now our current room is, so we're going to draw between 0 and room 8, it looks like. Hey, Sanquinolency. Wow, that's a mouthful. What's going on here? We are building a classic ASCII roguelike in straight up C. I am planning to stick to the classic look for the time being, at least until the game is feature complete. However, the way that I'm rendering my fonts is I'm rendering them in a way that it would be fairly trivial to swap out my font file for a tile set. So I think once I get everything kind of feature complete, then for fun, I'm going to swap out my character map image file for a tile map and kind of see what happens. So yes, ASCII for the development process, because I don't want to have to worry about graphics. I don't want that to be a distraction. But once we get everything up and running, probably swapping it out for a tile set. So that'll be cool. At first, I got to get these hallways to many steps between where I am now and that point. But we'll get there. All right, so this is going to draw between allocating a segment now. We're going to set our start and end point. It's my S. 47 and 3 going to 34 and 3. And that will be from room 0 to room 8. Good. Inserting that into my segment list, and then I set the current room to should be 8. Yep, and then my last point is going to get to be the current point. So then I move to the next cell. I'm going to keep going. So yeah, C++. If you know C++, C++ is kind of like a superset of C. It's the base C syntax, but then a bunch of object-oriented stuff piled on top of that. So a lot of this should look fairly familiar if you know C++, and even if you know C#. I mean, that's it's kind of based on. They're all C-like languages. But C++, you can program it more like bare-bones C. You can also go the other direction and be like totally object-oriented. And then C# is mostly object-based. But I've done a lot of C# development, not for several years now, but done a bunch of .NET stuff, and I like it. It's cool. All right, so let's see what our next segment does, because this is where we're starting to get into the weeds. It's the first segment was fine. I want to see what this one is. So our last point is set to 34.3. And then our 2 point is what? So 33. So we're not there yet. Let's see. Java, C++, C#, Lua, GameMaker, and a few others. Yes, that's so you're a polyglot of languages. Yes, that's cool. Yes, I am as well. I've done. I know, in addition to. I haven't worked too much in Lua. I've read a couple books on it and written like some very basic programs, but I haven't really used Lua. Done a bunch of Java, done a bunch of C#, C++, C, Pascal, Objective-C, Python, PHP, all sorts of stuff. JavaScript. But in my day job, I use right now I'm using Swift because I do iOS development, and I also just finished an Android app, so Java, and then trying to do that during the day and come and look at C code at night. It's like you got to do the context shift. You're new to the whole thing? That's cool. So you've only used C++. That's that is a tricky language to start with. But good on you for doing that. Oh, hold on 1 sec. Oh, cool! You did that high school game dev. That's pretty cool that you have game dev in your high school. That's that's cool. Oh, 1 sec. Okay. All right, so we're still drawing our start. Oh, that's cool. Computer science and engineering and computer science and art minor. That's a good. So that should set you up. You do want to do game development, or that should set you up really for any kind of CS job. Oh, hey, we all start somewhere, so that's cool. Where are you going to school? Sorry, reach under my desk for. Yeah, you shouldn't have Ohio State. Cool. You shouldn't have a problem finding a job after school if you're majoring in CS and if you've got like art or anything art or business or any kind of add-on for that, like, shouldn't be a problem. You'll probably get a job while you're in college. You shouldn't have a problem finding a part-time gig if you'd like, and then once you get out, there's no shortage of CS jobs. So Alright, so what is going on here? So my room is 8, so I'm still in the same room. And my current room is 8, so I shouldn't. It's going to keep going. And it's going to keep... Oh, so this is going to hit my endpoint, and it's still going to be in the same room. Still in room 8. And my current... Am I at my endpoint? Where's my 2? 33. Okay, so now I've hit my endpoint. So let's see what happens. I fall out of this. Good. Good, and I didn't add a segment, so I joined the 2 rooms. That was correct. So now I'm going to try and figure out the segments between 33, which is my midpoint, and then 3017 is where I want to be. Alright, so I'm going to check and grab my current room, which I still should be in room 8, yep. And then my last point is going to be from, so it should be this, it should be set to 33. Yep. And so now my 2 point is 3017. So I should still be in room 8. And eventually, yeah, I think I'm going to let this fly and see where it ends up. Okay, so now I'm at a segment. I'm in room 1. And so I set up S to be between 33 and 39, and it draws a segment between 8 and 1. That looks good. Yeah, sometimes those miners are, yeah, it's totally worth it. Because it opens up new opportunities or more opportunities. So if it's like a couple extra classes, it's totally worth it while you're there. Plus, it helps to mix it up a little bit. All right, so I'm inserting this. This actually looks like I did 2 good segments here. Like I might have drawn an actual full hallway. And so now I'm at the end. I hit my destination, so let's see what happens when we come out of here. Oh, I haven't hit my endpoint yet, but I don't think I'm gonna... I'm at 3010. And I'm going to 3017. We might pass through another room. Let's see. Wild dog. I don't have... Okay, where are we? We're at 13, so we got to go a couple more. One more. Okay, we're done. Fall out of here. So now we're going to walk the segment list and eliminate any segments that join rooms that are already joined. So test out of your math. That's That's good. That'll free up more if you took enough high school math or enough advanced high school math to test out of the MAST. How am I doing hallway generation? So the algorithm is I have a list of rooms, and so I'm walking that list of rooms, and essentially I'm joining every room. Let's go through it real quick. I'm basically joining every room in my list with the next room in the list, which may not actually physically be next to it in the space. And so when I was doing that, just joining those rooms was super easy with hallways. However, the maps it was generating looked like the rooms were getting chopped apart by like multiple hallways, because I was just throwing hallways everywhere to make sure that all of the rooms were accessible. So the algorithm worked, but it led to kind of ugly maps. So what I'm doing to clean that up is I'm basically, I generate a proposed hallway, and then I walk cell by cell through that hallway, and I generate segments. And a segment is a part of hallway that's between two rooms. And so once I have all of my segments determined, then I look for, I eliminate basically the dupes, so that if there are two hallways, two segments that join rooms 1 and rooms 2, I eliminate one of them so that there will only be one hallway between those two rooms, which should hopefully lead to a much cleaner map. But we're still figuring out why my segments are not getting generated properly. Alright, so let's see, eliminate any segments that are already. So right here, my segment list should be at size 2, right? Because we saw it draw the 2. And then I want to see, so the tail goes between 47.3 and 34.3. That looks good. And then the head, these are linked lists, which is why there's heads and tails. And then 33 to 39. Okay, so that looks, those both look like valid segments. So now that I have the list of potential segments, I'm comparing those to the segments I already know about, that I've already marked as unique. So this one joins room 8 and room 1. My hall elements, this should be, all elements should be null because it's empty. Yep. So what I should do is just add the segment. And so now my hallways should be 1. Count 1. Yep, size 1. Okay. If you guys are enjoying the project and you think that it's something you'd like to watch more of, be sure to hit that follow button so that you'll get notified the next time I go live. I stream several evenings a week, and then on weekends as time permits. But I just started a couple weeks ago, so we're not that far into it. Alright, so this is going to join room 1. So room 0 and room 8, right? That's the other segment we saw, right? So this time our hall element should get a value. Yep. And so we're going to compare it. And so this should be, we should get to here. No. So this could be the problem. So from Saquino Lency, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So now hall element. I think I've got my logic wrong here. You lurk a lot. That's no worries. So what do I want to do here? This is this window taller. I'm eliminating any segments that join rooms that are already joined. So if the hall element is null, that means we have an empty list of hallways, so we should add the segment, which we did the last go round. Alright, Warhead Run, take it easy. Hope to see you back again. Have a good night. So in the case where we have hallways, I want to loop through them and then test to see if we have a match. And if we have a, so I've got two different cases that I think this is the problem, because I'm testing to see, make sure the hallways taste good. Okay. That's yours too. Oh, here's some more. Sorry. There. All right. So in this case, I'm setting this to be the value to be added, and I think in this case, I'm actually setting it to be the value that's a duplicate. So that's not what I want. If front equals room 1 and room 2 equals room 2, or yeah, so this is, I do this if it's a dupe. So what I want to do is this, let's move this down here. Oh, I'm not in my standard text editor, so I actually have to do this. That's my success case. So this case, we're setting the false. And then in the case of here, I want to check if unique, then we put this here. I think that's what we want. Yes, that's my daughter. Let's see. So, yeah, I think I had my logic backwards. Because basically I was adding the first hallway and then I was not adding anything after that. That's exactly the behavior we were seeing. I'm gonna kill the running game and try this again. I think we saved. Verify that everything was saved here. Yep, there's our unique code. Okay. Let's see what we get. I'm going to build, and I'm going to run. Oh, look at that. We have some hallways. That's better. But not great. Because, well, we've got two hallways over here. That looks like. And then we've got some rooms, like this guy right here, that's not joined to anything. And then we've got this hallway to nowhere, and we've got this little nub of a hallway. And then we got this. So, better. And then, like, these four rooms up here are not connected to anything. That's interesting. So we're walking the segment list and eliminating any segments that join rooms that are already joined. I think I'd really like to clean this up because this is just a mess to read. So this is going to be can't use from, I already used that.
My name is Juliet. I don't care what they say. I didn't kill Romeo.
Oh, I just want the data. Oh, that's what I want. S1 and S2. That's what it is. It's a segment. So this.
They had no time for me. Their eyes were all looking down at their numbers. And I said, stick 'em up, get 'em up, all the way up. Stick 'em
Oh, it's really just the one segment that I'm accessing here. So I've got my segment, and then I can get rid of all this crap. Oh, don't worry about it. It's actually, that's kind of as tedious as it can be to debug this stuff. Sometimes it's like that's the whole point of this project was to get into the guts of this stuff and really figure out what's going on. So while it can be tedious at times, it's still ultimately interesting to me, at least. Alright, dude, have fun. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. So now this if statement becomes a little bit more readable. So we're comparing if the from equals room 1 and the 2 equals room 2. Or, conversely, if the room 2 is room 1 and the from is room 2. So if either combination of from and 2 equals room 1 and 2, then it's not a unique. And I wonder if that was... what am I even listening to? I wonder if that was a typo. I'm gonna check my... One moment, please. I wonder if that was actually part of the problem. I want to just check the Git repo and see what that code used to look like, because... Oh, I can see it in here. No, I had the room 2 in there. Okay, I thought I had... I thought that could have been the issue, that I didn't have the room 2, but... Okay. Through all the segments. So how is it that there were some rooms that weren't even joined? Through to room count. Where do I set room count? Set it when I add the rooms. So in the interest of cleaning up a bit more code, I actually can turn these while loops into for loops. I think that might be cooler. So what I'm going to do is change this to a for loop. Say, here's my initialization condition. Oops. So there's my init condition, and then my test condition is this right here, e not equal to null. And then the increment, or the, it's this right here. And so what that allows me to do is collapse several lines. This goes away. This goes away as well. Makes it a little bit more readable. And then similarly, that, and then oh no, this is, wait a minute. No, we can't really do that for this one, because there's actually a case where it can be null. But I guess what I can do instead, let's do this. Else we're going to do this bit. So this is where we're going to do our loop. Get rid of this while loop. And get rid. Okay, so that's. So we're going to loop through hallways for each hallway. We grab the data from it and put it in a segment, point to it as a segment, and then we compare the segments from and to the segment list that we generated. It's from and to. And if those are the same combination of two rooms, then it's not unique, okay? So yeah, how are we not getting to some of those rooms? Let's make sure. Alright, so I'm gonna build and run it. This room, yeah, this is, we got some hallways that are just going off into Never Never Land, and then we've got some that are going like through the room. It's almost like they're going too far. And then we've just got some that are here. That's like, and while all the rooms in this particular map happen to be reachable, it's not, I mean, if I hit it again, we got these weird looking hallways. So we're close, probably. These rooms are too small to fix that too, but let's I'm not even sure where to put the breakpoint. Count. Well, yeah, and it seems like a lot of hallways are getting drawn halfway, like their vertical or horizontal component are being drawn, and then it's just not drawing the other. So what could be happening is if there are I bet that's what's happening. So I bet we're eliminating duplicates at the cost of having wacky looking hallways now, because so let's say the horizontal component for that hallway is okay, but the vertical component is, it joins, well, it wouldn't be joining two rooms though. And maybe that's the problem, is that it's not joining a room. So it never gets added to the list. So if you start in a room and you're drawing to a point, and you never go through another room, it will never add that segment to the list. So what we need, I don't need you, Visual Studio. Debug this myself. Okay, let me close the game. So, all right, let me see if I can figure it. So, try talking this through. So what's happening, like for this right here, this example, we started probably drawing this line here. And we drew this way. So we said, okay, because when this loop starts, we say get the room I'm in, or -1 if I'm not in a room. So, and then it marches this direction until it hits a room. And so it says, okay, I have a room here that's different from my starting point, which is -1, so it draws this line. However, if you're moving, if the horizontal component was here and you started in this room, let's say this room is 1, would march along to this point and you would never get to another room. So you would follow that loop and never add this segment. So what we need is when you start in a room and you get to your endpoint, we need to add that segment to the list. So we need to go in here. And in this done is true, we need to add that segment. So we got work to do here beyond just I think we should still check if we're in the room though. And this time we don't care if it's -1. Alright, so I'm going to add some comments here because I'm going to forget this line of logic later on. Alright, so hit our endpoint, check if we're in another or outside all. If so, add another segment. So we're going to grab our room, and we're going to say, in this case, we're just going to grab indented poorly. We're going to remove this -1 case because it's okay if we're out in space. We have a new segment between current room, we insert it, and then we don't care about setting current room or any of that stuff because we're leaving. Fall out of that loop and be done with this. This continues kind of weird. Maybe we should just turn this into an else. Oh, oh crap, because we do need to exit the while loop. Yeah, good. Done equals true. Right, for this, go back out to the done. Okay, so it looks like in both cases we're testing and grabbing rooms, so we can delete this, pull this outside the if. Okay, I think that's reasonable. Let's try this again. Oh, look at that. Victory! Kind of victory. We still have these Swiss cheese runes. So it would seem that we're not eliminating our dupes. But at least we're connecting everything now. But yeah, I mean, look at this. There's like 27,000 hallways off of this room. It's ridiculous. So we're not eliminating our dupes. Let's try this again. So get segment seems to be working. So now we're walking the segment list and eliminating any segments that join rooms that are already joined. So if our hallways size is 0, we always add it. Yep. Otherwise, we are setting it as unique, and then we're walking the list looking for dupes. And if we find a dupe, we're setting unique equal to false. Then we fall out of this loop. And if unique, then we add it. Otherwise, useg should be null. And we do not add it, and we just go to the next element in the list. So
Everywhere I go, I get a standing ovation. Speaking the code, my game got no imitation. It's innovation. We taking off like we in a spaceship. You are now experiencing greatness. 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 Yeah, you are now experiencing greatness. Yeah.
segments is our list.
1, 2, this the show shot so high, keep it cracking like it's the dope spot. Fuck the evil corporation, this Mr. Robot. Type music got 'em moving now, this is the show shot. To music constitution, get loose as a wet noodle. Got 'em dancing on the Lancey, as fancy as pet poodles. Got 'em downtown swinging like dance, a little fame. Send my enemies back to the essence from which you came. What inspired you? What is it you're trying to do? Somebody told you you should probably give it up, they lied to you. Never aspire to the average or the mediocre. Let the greatness inside of you take over. Stockbroker or an activist, a soldier or a pacifist. Life a
Let's
chain reaction.
see.
You a link,
So
you a catalyst.
this,
House of God, your house of cards,
this
fast
and that.
collapsing. Fashion killer higher than villains and
from
Call titles, you provoking a reaction. Are you slow or are you fast, man? Are you smoking or you passing? You wishing? Are you hoping? Are you open for some action? As serious as heart attacks, man. Am I joking? Am I laughing? If you see me cracking, smiling, I got paid tonight. With my hair like some mama made a plate of rice.
So if the combinations of rooms are the same,
Way too busy showing them what greatness like.
making a copy of the right segment, seg, and I'm adding it to hallways. Well, let's throw this into Visual Studio and see what's what, because it's not. Oh, that map looks clean.
Everywhere I go, I get a standing ovation. Speaking the codes, my game got no imitation.
Except we got, what is?
When now experiencing greatness. When now experiencing greatness. When now experiencing greatness. When now experiencing greatness.
Let's throw this into.
I'm prepared for the greatness. Spit a flow that'll strip your soul bare and naked. I ain't scared to say shit. Yeah, God is the greatest, no joke. I have my foes going through spiritual anguish.
So this map looks pretty clean, except we have one hallway that's kind of off in the Neverland. But let's connect and see what's what. And I think I'd like to put the breakpoint here. Let's gen the map. Get rid of this breakpoint. This one. Alright. So we've got segments, and this is our first time through, so there should be always, right? So always size 0, boom, we're just gonna add it. So the next one, 2, so this is the other issue. 2 is gonna be -1 in this case. I'm gonna need to have a special case for the turns, because what's happening right now is I'm eliminating a lot of them because I'm treating -1 as a room. That's a problem. And it will lead to that hallway to nowhere. So, yeah. That's a tough one. So for my segments, I need to somehow, when I have a horizontal and a vertical that goes between two rooms, I need to handle that as one segment. Even though it's two joined segments, but I either want to throw out the whole path or neither component. So what's happening right now is I'm throwing out, in some cases I'm throwing out one of the components of that, because I'm matching against the room -1, which is my open space, which is this is going to require a bit of thought. So I match against rooms.
Miles of fire. I'm losing
I wonder if there's like an extra marker I can put in that somehow designates like a companion segment. Because you also want to follow those and see. That's why we were getting some of the Swiss cheese as well. Alright. I'm gonna have to pull out the trusty notebook and figure this out on paper before I do anything else. So I think I'm gonna call an end to this stream and think about this, and then hopefully come up with a valid solution, and we will hopefully complete this map cleanup in the next stream. I'm feeling confident. We definitely cleaned up a lot of stuff today, but I need to figure out how to associate segments so that when I perform my matching to determine if it's unique or not, I need to be able to say that, you know, these two segments join room A and room B, and treat those two, that vertical and horizontal component, as a single segment that's either kept around as both pieces or thrown out as both pieces. So I need to think about that for a bit. So I'm going to sleep on it and draw some stuff out, and then come back to it. Get this solved. Hopefully next stream. So have a good evening. Thanks for watching. If you want to get notified the next time I go live, be sure to hit the follow button. You'll get stream notifications. Archives of all the streams are up on YouTube. The source code is up on GitHub if you want to follow along at home. And I am always around on Twitter if you want to hit me up with any questions or comments. I'm at PDCodes on Twitter. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Thanks. Night.